Hi guys, in this video we're going to discover something fundamental for the Italian real estate. There are two documents, or better two types of searches you need to make for the initial steps or for a due diligence. The first one is the Visura Catastale or land registry search. The second one is the Ispezione Ipotecaria or mortgage inspection. But let's explore what it really means in Italian. With the Visura Catastale, you obtain the data of the property as registered with the Italian Agenzia delle Entrate. It's also very useful for understanding the current status of the building. If there have been any modifications to the wall or to the floor plan, those kind of changes must have been registered. The Ispezione Ipotecaria, on the other hand, is a search related to the actual owner of the property and existing mortgages. It's a sequence of legal titles that gives the current owner the right to be the owner. Generally, it includes a sequence of inheritance wills or purchase agreements, a chain that confirms the landlord's ownership. I know these two kinds of registries might seem a little bit counterintuitive, but don't worry, it's much easier than it seems, and with just one application you can access both of them. I left the link in the description to log in to the application called Well Sister. Yes, that's already the name we use here in Italy, Sister. So this is our initial page. Let's click on Accedi all'area riservata. And now, once again, Accedi all'area riservata. Here you find many different login systems. And today we'll use SPID, a widely used Italian identification system. So click on Entra con SPID. Then type your SPID credential here, and the OTP code goes here. Now you're logged in, you'll know that because your tax code will appear here. Type Sister in the search bar and click Cerca. And here you'll find the Fabbricati Terreni section with two options. If you don't have your own account, you can use the option Adesione Servizi Sister, which you'll find here, and follow the procedure to create your own sister account. Now I already have a sister account, so we can go ahead and click here to use the search tool. This window opens. Okay, click on Confirm, and here we go. On the left there is a menu. Before proceeding, we need to make sure we have enough funds in our account. So let's click on Gestione Contabile, then on Riepilogo Contabile, and here you can see the total amount, Importo Deposito 23,70 euro. That's more than enough for our purpose. I included in the description both the link to the cost page and the link to the PDF file with the detailed costs. If your funds are not enough, click on Pagamenti, then on Ricarica Castelletto, leave versamento online tramite PagoPA selected, click on Continua, and follow the instructions to pay by credit card. This will recharge your balance in real time. Once the funds are restored, let's click on Consultazioni and Certificazioni. On the left, under the label Consultazioni e Certificazioni, you'll see a small menu with the following options: Visure Catastali, Ispezioni Ipotecarie, Elenco Soggetti Validati, Certificati Ipotecari. For our purpose, today we'll focus on the first two options, Visure Catastali and Ispezioni Ipotecarie. Let's start with Visure Catastali. Here we need to confirm that we read the privacy disclaimer. Here we go, let's get started. First of all, we need to select the province of our search. This means the area of the Italian territory we want to check to find the real estate. Let's select the province of Salerno to locate, in this example, the properties I own. You could also leave the selection as Nazionale if you want to search all over the country. In our case, as mentioned, we'll choose Salerno and then click on Applica. In the window that opens under Catasto, select Fabbricati if you're trying to find something built, or Terreni if you're searching for a simple piece of land. You can also leave the default value Terreni and Fabbricati. In our case, I'm going to select Fabbricati. Now in Comune, you need to select the town where the properties you want to find are located. In my case, it will be in Ocello Inferiore, but you can leave the default Tutta la Provincia and the search will include all the towns listed here. For this search, we're going to use my tax code. So flag this option to enter the tax code, which is a unique identification number for Italian natural persons. We're using the mine for this demo, but you could check the tax code of any owner you want. Under tipo richiesta, you can leave attualità, which means you'll obtain the current data of the property, not the historical records. If you need that, flag storica instead of attualità. Now click on ricerca. Okay, we got a match for the tax code. In fact, you can see my data like name and a date of birth. So let's select the person found by the system by flagging the dot here. And now we can click on Visura per soggetto. In the next window, which shows a summary of the person's data, double check everything is correct, leave the preset value selected, and click Inoltre. Here we go, the document is ready. Just click on Salva to download it locally. Okay, Salva. And now let's open our document. Here we go. This is the Visura Catastale. This specific kind, chosen during the search settings, is the Visura attuale per soggetto, which contains the current data of the real estate owned by the person. Here we find the data of the owner, and here are the identification numbers of the property, foglio, particella, and subalterno. Foglio and particella refer to plot of land, while subalterno identifies the unit within a building. Here we find the address of the real estate. Then we have the dati di classamento. We have the rendita, which is a value in euros used by the tax office to calculate ownership taxes. Then the categoria, which might be, for example, A, abitativo or residential, or C, commerciale or commercial. And then there is the classe, a numeric value, starting from 1, the lowest, based on several factors, and the consistenza, which means the number of rooms or the size of the property. Here we can also find the dati di superficie, total area data. And here you'll see finally the owners or other entitled persons. On the right, the contract document or maybe the will that granted ownership to the current title holders. And in a moment, using the other tool, the Ispezione Ipotecaria, we'll download the actual document referenced here. Now let's do the other search. Let's go back to the sister page and click on Home dei Servizi here. Now under the Consultazioni and Certificazioni label, click on Ispezioni Ipotecarie. As usual, we need to confirm that we read the privacy disclaimer. So click here to confirm. Now we're going to use the Selezione Conservatoria. The second option, Selezione Ufficio Stralcio Obsoleto, is for all the types of all registries with a different search procedure. So in the field Conservatoria D, let's select the province we used before, Salerno, and then click Applica. In this window, we can continue as we did earlier by typing tax code, in this case the mine, into the Codice Fiscale field. Here, in the box Restrizione per dati di formalità, I suggest leaving the default settings. This section allows you to select the start and end date for the search and to filter by document type. Then click Ricerca. Here, you can double check the tax code you're searching on, and the cost of the operation is displayed. So let's click on Accetta. We got a match again with my name and other personal data. So let's select the box on the left and click Ricerca. Here we go. Now we have a list of documents in chronological order from the oldest to the most recent. You can download each document if you want. For example, let's say you want to download the document we saw earlier in the Visura Catastale. Note the data here, as we've seen before, and find your document in this list. Let's say it's this one. So flag the corresponding box and click on Visualizza titolo to obtain the full copy of the document. The document is now ready and the system shows us the cost. Let's click on Salva. and salva again. And now let's open our document. Here we find the identification data of the document and the date of filing. We also find the notary who drafted the document. And if you scroll down, we find the document itself with all the relevant data and the parties involved. So this is the first page. These kinds of documents can be long. This one, for example, is 18 pages because it's a buy and selling contract. Now, if we return to our sister page and click on Indietro, we see that the document we just downloaded is still flagged. So let's click Indietro. Here we go, like a reminder. Yep. And if you want, we can now focus on the other documents listed here. So guys, that's the end of the video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you in the next one.